Welcome back to Old Coin Treasure. Today, we're exploring 4 fascinating Liberty quarter-dollar coins from 1977, 1994, 1990, and 1982. At first glance, these coins may look ordinary, but some rare varieties, mint marks, and error coins have become highly collectible and can be worth far more than their face value. So stay with us until the end, because one of these Liberty quarter-dollar coins might surprise you with its hidden value. Let's begin our treasure hunt. The 1977 Washington quarter dollar is one of the most recognizable coins ever produced by the United States of America. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary 25-cent coin that people use every day, but for collectors, it holds a fascinating story. While millions of these quarters were made for circulation, certain high-grade examples, proof coins, and rare mint errors have become highly desirable in the numismatic world. The 1977 quarter represents an important chapter in modern American coinage, showing how a common circulating coin can become a collectible piece of history over time. Whether you are new to coin collecting or an experienced collector, the 1977 Washington quarter is a coin worth studying. The design of the Washington quarter was created by sculptor John Flanagan, whose portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, has appeared on the quarter since 1932. The 1977 quarter is made of a copper core with outer layers of copper and nickel, giving it a bright silver-colored appearance. The composition is 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded edge. The obverse, or front side, features the left-facing portrait of George Washington. Above his head appears the word Liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" is displayed to the left of the portrait. The date 1977 appears below, and Denver coins display a small D mint mark near the date, while Philadelphia coins have no mint mark. John Flanagan portrait was based on an earlier sculpture of Washington and has become one of the most familiar images in American coinage. The simple yet elegant design reflects leadership, independence, and the nation's respect for its first president. The reverse of the 1977 Washington quarter displays a majestic bald eagle with its wings spread. The eagle stands proudly on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing the nation's readiness to defend its freedom, while 2 olive branches beneath represent peace. Around the design are the inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and quarter dollar. This reverse design remained one of the most iconic American coin images for decades before the introduction of the 50-state quarters program in 1999. Its detailed engraving and patriotic symbolism continue to make it a favorite among collectors. The mintage of the 1977 Washington quarter was very high. The Philadelphia Mint produced more than 468 million quarters, while the Denver Mint struck over 256 million pieces. The San Francisco Mint also produced proof quarters for collectors in specially prepared proof sets. Because of these large mintages, circulated 1977 quarters are generally common and worth face value. However, coins preserved in exceptional uncirculated condition, especially those with strong luster and very few marks, can command much higher prices. Certified high-grade coins are significantly scarcer and are actively sought by advanced collectors. Several rare varieties and mint errors have increased interest in the 1977 quarter. Collectors search for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, struck through errors, and other unusual minting mistakes. Some proof coins may also display cameo or deep cameo surfaces, making them especially attractive. While these errors are uncommon, authenticated examples can sell for substantial premiums. As with many modern coins, condition plays an important role, and a flawless mint state coin is far more valuable than an ordinary circulated example. One interesting fact about the 1977 Washington quarter is that it marked the return to the regular Washington design immediately after the popular bicentennial quarters disappeared from production. Many Americans saved bicentennial quarters as souvenirs, but the 1977 issue quietly entered circulation in huge numbers and became part of everyday life. Today, collectors enjoy searching through rolls of quarters because rare errors and exceptionally preserved coins still occasionally appear. The coin also represents the continuing legacy of George Washington, whose portrait has remained on the quarter for generations. In conclusion, the 1977 Washington quarter dollar is much more than a simple 25-cent coin. It reflects American history, honors the nation's first president, and remains an important part of modern U.S. coin collecting. Although most circulated examples are worth only face value, high-grade coins, proof issues, and rare mint errors can be worth much more. That is why collectors continue searching through pocket change, bank rolls, and old coin collections looking for outstanding examples. Before you spend your next 1977 quarter, examine it carefully. You might discover a hidden treasure. Keep checking your coins, continue learning about their history, and remember that an ordinary-looking quarter could become your next valuable collectible. The 1994 Washington quarter dollar is one of the most recognized coins in the United States, but it is much more than just a 25-cent piece. Every day, millions of Americans use this coin for shopping, transportation, and vending machines without realizing that it carries decades of history and has become an important collectible. The coin was issued in 1994 by the United States of America with a face value of quarter dollar, equal to 25 cents. During the early 1990s, the American economy relied heavily on coins for everyday transactions, and the United States Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters to meet public demand. The 1994 Washington quarter was designed by John Flanagan, whose portrait of George Washington has appeared on the coin since 1932. The coin is made from a copper core covered with outer layers of copper and nickel, giving it its silver-colored appearance. Its composition is 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, commonly described as a copper-nickel-clad coin. It weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of approximately 1.75 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These specifications were designed to create a durable coin capable of lasting many years in circulation. The obverse, or front side, features the famous left-facing portrait of George Washington. Around the portrait are the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1994. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark, while those produced at the Denver Mint carry the D mint mark. Proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint display the S mint mark. The portrait of Washington symbolizes leadership, independence, and the founding principles of the United States, making this one of the most iconic coin designs in American history. The reverse of the coin displays a powerful image of a bald eagle with its wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows that represents strength and national defense. Beneath the arrows are two olive branches symbolizing peace. Around the eagle appear the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. This classic reverse design remained on the Washington quarter until the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. Many collectors appreciate this traditional design because it represents decades of American coinage before the quarter series changed forever. The mintage of the 1994 Washington quarter was very large. The Philadelphia Mint struck more than 825 million quarters for circulation, while the Denver Mint produced more than 880 million coins. In addition, the San Francisco Mint struck proof versions for annual proof sets purchased by collectors. Because of these high production numbers, circulated examples are still very common today. However, coins preserved in outstanding mint state condition, especially those graded MS-67, MS-68, or higher, can be worth much more than face value because very few survive in nearly perfect condition. Collectors also search for several interesting mint errors and varieties from 1994. Some of the most desirable include off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, struck through errors, double strikes, and other unusual minting mistakes. While these errors are uncommon, authenticated examples can sell for impressive prices depending on their rarity and condition. Collectors also value coins with exceptional luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks because high-grade modern quarters are more difficult to find than many people expect. One fascinating fact about the 1994 Washington quarter is that it represents the final years of the original Washington quarter design before the famous 50-state quarters program began in 1999. Because of this, Many collectors build complete date and mint collections that include every Washington quarter produced before the design changed. Millions of these coins still circulate today, giving collectors and coin roll hunters the exciting possibility of finding beautiful uncirculated examples or valuable mint errors in everyday pocket change. In conclusion, the 1994 Washington quarter dollar is much more than an ordinary 25-cent coin. It represents American history, honors the nation's first president, and preserves one of the longest-running designs in United States coinage. Although most circulated examples remain worth only their face value, rare mint errors, proof coins, and superb high-grade specimens continue to attract collectors around the world. Before spending your next quarter, take a closer look at the date, mint mark, and overall condition. You might discover a hidden treasure that has been sitting in your pocket or coin jar all along. Keep checking your coins, continue learning about numismatics, and remember that every coin has a story waiting to be discovered. The 1990 Washington quarter dollar is one of the most recognizable coins ever produced by the United States of America. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary 25-cent coin used every day for shopping, vending machines, and parking meters. However, many collectors know that certain 1990 quarters can be much more valuable than their face value. The coin was issued in 1990 by the United States of America with a denomination of quarter dollar, equal to 25 cents. It continued the famous Washington quarter series that first appeared in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first president of the United States. By 1990, the Washington quarter had become one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The coin was released to meet the country's need for circulating money while continuing to honor one of America's greatest national leaders. During this period, millions of quarters were produced each year because they played an essential role in everyday commerce. The 1990 Washington quarter was designed by John Flanagan, whose classic portrait of George Washington has remained famous for decades. The coin is struck on a modern clad composition, consisting of an inner core of pure copper covered by outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This gives the coin its silver-colored appearance while making it durable enough for daily circulation. The quarter weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness of about 1.75 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These specifications have remained standard for modern Washington quarters and make the coin easy to recognize. The obverse, or front side, features the left-facing portrait of George Washington. Around the portrait are the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1990. Coins struck at the Denver Mint display the D mint mark, while those produced at the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark. In addition, the San Francisco Mint struck proof versions with the S mint mark for collectors. Washington's portrait represents leadership, patriotism, and the founding principles of the United States, making this design one of the most respected images in American coinage. The reverse side displays the majestic American bald eagle, designed by John Flanagan. The eagle stands proudly with its wings spread while holding a bundle of arrows, symbolizing the nation's readiness to defend its freedom. Beneath the arrows are two olive branches representing peace. Above the eagle appears the motto United States of America, while E pluribus unum is displayed above the eagle's head. At the bottom is the denomination quarter dollar. The reverse combines strength, courage, and peace into a single powerful design that has become one of the classic images in U.S. coin history. The 1990 Washington quarter was produced in very large numbers. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters for circulation, while the Denver Mint produced an even larger quantity. The San Francisco Mint also manufactured proof coins with specially polished dies and planchets for collectors. Because of this high mintage, circulated examples are still common today and usually remain worth their face value. However, coins preserved in exceptional mint state grades, especially those certified by professional grading services, can command much higher prices. Proof coins in perfect condition are also highly sought after by collectors. Collectors are especially interested in rare mint errors and high-grade examples of the 1990 quarter. Valuable errors may include off-center strikes, double strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, struck through errors, and other unusual minting mistakes. While these errors are uncommon, authenticated examples can sell for significant premiums. Quarters with strong strikes, original mint luster, and no signs of wear are also popular because high-quality examples become increasingly difficult to find as more coins enter circulation and experience everyday use. One fascinating fact about the 1990 Washington quarter is that billions of people have handled this coin without realizing its collecting potential. Many coin enthusiasts enjoy searching through pocket change and bankrolls hoping to discover a rare error coin or an unusually well-preserved specimen. The quarter also represents the final decade of the classic Washington design before the famous 50-state quarters program began in 1999, making pre-1999 Washington quarters an important part of many collections. Its familiar appearance connects generations of Americans who have used this coin throughout their daily lives. In conclusion, the 1990 Washington quarter dollar is much more than a simple 25-cent coin. It celebrates the legacy of George Washington, reflects the history of modern American coinage, and offers exciting opportunities for collectors searching for rare varieties, mint errors, and outstanding high-grade examples. While most circulated coins are worth only their face value, exceptional specimens can be worth much more. So before you spend your next quarter, take a careful look at the date, mint mark, and overall condition. You might discover a hidden treasure sitting quietly in your pocket, coin jar, or old collection. Keep checking your coins, because your next valuable find could be closer than you think. The 1982 Washington quarter dollar is one of the most interesting modern coins of the United States of America. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary 25-cent coin that people use every day. The coin was issued in 1982 by the United States of America with a denomination of quarter dollar, equal to 25 cents. During the early 1980s, the United States was experiencing economic challenges, including high inflation and unemployment. Even during this period, the U.S. Mint continued producing billions of coins to meet the country's growing need for everyday commerce. The 1982 Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which carries no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, which uses the D mint mark. A small number of proof coins were also struck at the San Francisco Mint with the S mint mark for collectors. These coins continued the long-running Washington quarter series that had begun in 1932. The Washington quarter was designed by John Flanagan, whose portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, has become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. The 1982 quarter is made from a copper core covered by outer layers of copper and nickel, giving it its familiar silver-colored appearance. Its composition is 75% copper and 25% nickel over a pure copper core. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of about 1.75 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These specifications were introduced after the removal of silver from circulating quarters in 1965 and have remained standard ever since. The obverse, or front side, of the coin displays the famous left-facing portrait of George Washington. Above his head appears the word Liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" is placed to the left of the portrait. The date 1982 appears below Washington's image, and the D mint mark, if present, is located to the right of the ribbon at the base of the neck on Denver coins. The portrait honors Washington's leadership during the American Revolution and his role as the nation's first president. The design reflects dignity, strength, and the lasting values upon which the United States was founded. The reverse side features a powerful American eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle stands proudly on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing readiness to defend the nation, while two olive branches below represent peace. Around the edge appear the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. This classic reverse design remained in use until the launch of the state quarters program in 1999. Because of its detailed engraving and patriotic symbolism, many collectors consider it one of the finest reverse designs ever used on an American circulating coin. One reason the 1982 Washington quarter is especially important is that the United States Mint did not produce official uncirculated mint sets in 1982. As a result, collectors had to obtain high-quality coins directly from circulation or bank rolls. Collectors also search for rare varieties and mint errors found on some 1982 quarters. These include off-center strikes, double strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, struck through errors, and other unusual minting mistakes. Error coins that are dramatic and certified by professional grading services often command significant premiums. High-grade coins graded MS66, MS67, or higher are also in strong demand because relatively few survived in exceptional condition. This combination of scarcity in top grades and the absence of official mint sets makes the 1982 quarter one of the more desirable modern Washington quarters. An interesting fact about the 1982 Washington quarter is that millions of people have spent these coins without realizing they could own a collectible piece of American history. Coin roll hunters continue searching through bank rolls hoping to discover brilliant uncirculated examples or valuable mint errors. Because many 1982 quarters entered heavy circulation immediately after being struck, finding one with sharp details, original mint luster, and minimal wear is much more difficult than many people expect. This challenge makes the coin especially rewarding for collectors who enjoy searching for hidden treasures. In conclusion, the 1982 Washington quarter dollar is much more than an ordinary 25-cent coin. It tells the story of America's history, honors the nation's first president, and reflects an important period in modern U.S. coin production. While most circulated examples are worth only face value, rare mint errors and outstanding high-grade specimens can be worth many times more. Before you spend your next quarter, take a careful look at the date, mint mark, and condition. You may already have a valuable collectible hiding in your pocket, coin jar, or family collection. Keep searching, keep learning, and remember that every old coin has a story waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching Old Coin Treasure. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Old Coin Treasure, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos about rare coins, valuable error coins, hidden mint marks, and amazing coin discoveries from around the world. Have one of these quarter dollars in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. Thank you for being part of the Old Coin Treasure family. Until next time, keep checking your pocket change, because your next rare treasure could be closer than you think. See you in the next video. Happy coin collecting!